Hi everyone, I'm Richard Winstone, the regulator guy. It's a quick 2-minute video to explain to you the consultation response I put below. So Ofgem are consulting on some additional payments being made for supplier of last resort from the energy collapse back in 2021-2022. So most of that's already been paid, and effectively what happened was the suppliers put in their claims early on, and then there's like a true-up process, and we're still going through those steps to see sort of how much still needs to be paid. And that true-up process goes both ways. So the British Gas one on this particular consultation is actually a recovery of fees. So British Gas are paying us back £14 million. This is important for a couple of reasons. First of all, so far we have paid £2.35 billion for the supplier of last resort payments from the September 21 through to March 22 energy supply collapse, where the 30 energy suppliers collapsed. It's cost us £2.35 billion. And I believe that's worked out around £90 per household. We all paid that within 1 year, plus the extra profits and VAT on top of all of that. So it probably cost us about £100 across a year for every single household across the UK. That's a lot of money. The other reason this is really important, and I wasn't originally planning to reply to this, but the other reason it's important is that they're not giving us any information on the interest that's being applied. They are telling us that interest has been applied. So Octopus Energy are claiming an extra £2 million for the takeover of Avro. They've already been paid £42, £43 million. They're claiming an extra £2. And interestingly, Ofgem have said, no, we'll give you an extra £1, because they don't agree with the way Octopus Energy calculated the interest on those payments. But they've refused to tell us how much interest Octopus claimed and how much interest Octopus are being given. To me, that is a hidden fee. And I likened it to the FCA investigation into car finance dealerships on the hidden commissions they're charging. That's currently ongoing. And effectively, the FCA are saying you cannot have hidden fees. The consumer is paying something, we have the right to know what we are paying for. And I believe that should apply in this case. And I've said that to Ofgem in my response. You need to outline to us how much of it is actual cost and what those costs are. What are the elements of the costs? You're telling me that it's cost them £43 million to take over Avro Energy customers. How? Why? What is that cost for? Is that extra wholesale cost? Is it hiring new staff to manage the workload? What is that? And how much of that is interest? What rates are being applied over what time period? So I've put in a lot of questions about that. Additionally, on the British Gas reclaim, where we're being given £14 million back, and 14 million out of 2.35 billion is not a lot, but it's something, so I'm glad we are getting some money back. On that claim, Ofgem have mentioned that the supplier has to pay back the excess plus interest, but they've told us the excess is 14 million, and then nowhere else again do they mention interest. There's no reference to what interest rate it is. There's not even an interest figure, and at the end it does say we're minded to recover £14 million from British Gas. So my questions are, what's the interest on that? Are you actually recovering £15 million and you forgot to mention the interest? Is that £14 million including the interest? Because it quite clearly states it's not. That's the excess that they need to give us back. They've been given £14 million back from the network operators. They need to give us that £14 million, and then there should be interest applied, presumably. So I've asked questions around that. You can see my full response below. It should only take you 2 minutes to reply. There's the email address that you need to send it to and my email address. Please do CC me in. Would really appreciate that, so I can keep track of how many people have sent this. I'm doing this response because I think there's something amiss here. There's not enough information for us to know whether or not these are reasonable claims that we should be paying. And so it might involve a deeper investigation. This might even be my next petition, who knows? But this is the start of that line of questioning to Ofgem. So I'd really appreciate your support on this. Please also share it around. Don't forget to subscribe to the Regulator Guy newsletter to keep up to date with this sort of stuff. And if you haven't done it yet, today's the 2nd of October. We're now on the more expensive price cap. Our price cap is over £1,700, and there are fixed rate tariffs in the market for £1,560. It's £150 a year saving minimum. The price cap's going to go up again in January and probably again in April. So I reckon it's closer to £200 across the next 12 months that you'll save by moving to one of these cheap fixed rate tariffs. There's a link for going to USwitch on the blog that you're seeing this video on right now. I think it's just above the video. Go have a look, make sure you're saving yourself money. That's the point of all this Ofgem work that I'm doing to bring down our bills. We can also take control by moving to fixed rate tariffs and saving ourselves money. So that's all of us working together to make sure we're limiting the profits of energy suppliers and minimizing our costs. That's what's important. So give it a look. Thank you, everybody. That's everything from me. If you have any questions, my email address is in the blog. It's also here, richard@theregulatorguy.co.uk. Feel free to email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, I promise. Thanks, everyone.